Billy Joe Saunders schools Martin Murray, and James Tennyson shines. Knuckleheads, welcome to the Fighters Rep, where we give you free fights, interviews, and fight commentary from the mind of a promoter / attorney. So I thought that Billy Joe Saunders looked very solid tonight in defending his WBO super middleweight title and improving to 30-0 against a very tough Martin Murray. And while I won't take too much credit for my prediction that Billy Joe Saunders was going to win this fight via unanimous decision, I will say that I did believe he would take this fight seriously because Martin Murray is a wily, crafty old veteran. And as Billy Joe Saunders said, if you let him smell blood, he's going to be all over you. So I do think that Billy Joe Saunders, and good on him, took this fight seriously the way he should have and put on a hell of a performance. At times, I thought he might even be able to stop Martin Murray, an otherwise very durable guy, a guy that, if you remember, took Gennady Golovkin into the 11th round, I believe, so a very durable guy. But he wasn't quite able to get him out of there. Nonetheless, this was a very, very dominant win for Billy Joe Saunders. I actually scored it a complete shutout. The judges had it 120-109, 120-109, and one judge, I believe, had it 118-110. So basically, they saw it the way myself and the commentary team saw it, a complete shutout for Billy Joe Saunders. One thing that I got out of the post-fight interview with Billy Joe was the fact that he brought up his age. He says he wants the big fights, and he brought up his age. He says, I'm 31 years old now. I basically got to buckle down and get serious. And, I think that that's a very important thing for him to say. And it's very important to be aware of his age because he was fighting a guy today who was close to achieving greatness. If you ask me, did achieve greatness, but was at the end of his career at 38 years old. And I think Billy Joe Saunders was looking at himself sort of in the future and saying to himself, man, I gotta, use what I have left of this small window of a boxing career to make the most of it. It's time to stop messing around and fighting down to the level of my opponents. I have to treat people the way I should be treating people in the ring, and I have to show that gap between my skill and theirs if I'm going to continue to be successful and get the good fights. And I think he put on a good enough performance that he deserves a Canelo or a Callum Smith or somebody of that caliber in his next fight, perhaps Demetrius Andrade, Caleb Plant, anything like that. I think all are fantastic fights for Billy Joe Saunders and all fights that he could win. Listen, this guy's a slippery, clever, high IQ southpaw who can hit hard enough to hurt you. He's got athleticism. He's got good coordination. He's a handful when he's clicking. When he's on all, when he's firing on all cylinders, Billy Joe Saunders is a handful. So I really look forward to what he can do in the super middleweight division going forward. And I want to say that Martin Murray, man, he's a guy who they said had 5, shots at a title and never had that it factor. I think that's what Sergio Mora said. He said he never had that it factor to quite break through and become a champion. That I disagree with. I think Martin Murray had a fantastic career. I think Martin Murray should be respected as a guy who should have been at least a champion on 2 of those occasions out of the 5 that he attempted. I think he just got the short end of the stick when it comes to judging and boxing corruption, and I don't blame him at all. I think he had a great career and should have been called a 2-time champion, hypothetically speaking. So good on him, man. I'll always be, a big fan of Martin Murray. I think he's a tough dude. I think he could fight, and he always had my respect. Finally, we had James Tennyson on the card, man. The kid looks really good. They're trying to sell him as this heavy-handed, banger from Northern Ireland, and that's exactly what he is. He can box, he can fight, and he's got a really good killer instinct. If he hurts you, he gets you out of there. He was fighting a guy by the name of Jack O'Reilly, I believe it was. Josh O'Reilly, and in the first round, he hurt him, and he swarmed him, and he just didn't give up, kept landing big shots, wasn't going so crazy so as to, empty his gas tank. but was very aggressive trying to get him out of there and got him out of there. And, you know, this kid looks good to me. So, knuckleheads, that's my reaction as to what happened. My question to you guys is, who should Billy Joe Saunders get next? And also, what did you think of Martin Murray's career? Leave it in the comment below. Also, be sure to smash the like button. And after you do that, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification icon next to it. Join Knucklehead Nation, the most educated fight channel on YouTube, and the only channel where, as you support us and get your Fighters Rep gear, hopefully, and the link below, we got shirts, hoodies, masks, tank tops, all these pretty dope shirts here. By doing so, you help me continue to build the channel and also the only kickboxing promotion that matters, Fighters Rep Promotions. We look forward to getting back to it after this lockdown in 2021 with some of the best fights you're ever going to see. So I look forward to hearing from you on this one, knuckleheads. And we're going to do a prediction video of Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia next. So stay tuned for that.